from beautiful Oxnard, California, the heart of Ventura County. This is Real VC, a podcast all about Ventura County real estate. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO of Upmarket Media, and I'm here with my co-host, Katie Connolly, Assistant Team Leader of Keller Williams, West Ventura County. Katie.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for that intro.
Oh, well, yeah. What a beautiful intro. Man, I don't know about you. I'm a little tired. You and I, we've been out grinding hard. That's what we do. We are grinders. We're doing all this networking. You know, you got to, in your job, you got to network. In my job, we got to network. And we are out there hitting the pavement all the time. Are you okay?
I am. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I feel energized.
I do. I feel energized. Yes.
Yeah. It's good to see the community out there and get some, and you know, everyone's asking about the podcast.
I love that. Yes. That's fantastic when we can talk work, but you know, not just like work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everyone who's coming up to, oh, hey, how's the podcast going? How's the podcast? I need them to actually listen to it. You know, that would be great because they're like, oh, I see it. I gotta download it. I'm like, you do have to download it.
I had somebody tell me last night, I just finished listening to your podcast, and I said, amazing.
Oh, wonderful. Chelsea, is that gratifying? We got Chelsea Froelich producing.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. I wish you were at these things so you could meet the audience and
can't always be there.
No,
sometimes
you can always call Chelsea if you ever want to book a photo shoot. You
go.
Just call her
and
then she'll say hi and we'll get you going. Yeah. So I don't know, what do we have in store today, Katie?
Today we have a great show in store for all of you. We have a longtime realtor, somebody that I've learned a ton from over the years, and I kind of thought we were just going to be like kicking it old school today.
Oh, all right.
With the one and only Ernesto Vargas. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. I'm excited about, talk about real estate or whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's do this.
All right.
Let's
do it. Okay. You tell me you got like 5 million questions for Ernesto, so I'm going to let you go.
Well, I mean, we could just talk a lot. He's a good talker. So Ernesto has a really unique and special and fearless skill set that has brought him so much success in this business. What is it, Ernesto?
Door knocking.
Everyone's least favorite task, but it's actually one of your favorites. And I've heard your story a ton of times and I love it. And I think this is the perfect place to just talk about, why you love door knocking, how you got into it, and what it's done for your business.
Well, door knocking, I do have a great track record of door knocking. And it all started when I was about 5 to 6 years old, when I had to knock on people's doors and sell the world's famous chocolates for my little league.
Oh yeah.
That's when I started.
We all
my
did
adventure.
it.
I think everybody did, right?
Yeah.
That's how I started.
Awesome. And it just kept going over the years. And now you're selling things that are a little bit bigger. Houses, correct?
Correct. It started with chocolates and now I'm providing value for families. And now home ownership is involved in my career and I love what I do.
Well, so door knocking really is kind of the integral piece of your business. I mean, are you out there? How often are you out there? What are your strategies? I mean, what's going through your mind when you're doing it?
I started door knocking again this year. Last year I was probably door knocking at least 4 days out of the week to 5 days, sometimes a whole week, 7 days.
Wow. So
I started with 25 doors and then I worked my way up to 50 doors.
And that's per week or per day?
Per day.
Man,
that's awesome.
Is your hand sore?
No, but my feet do hurt.
But if it works, right? It works for you.
Yes, it does. What happens is with COVID, everybody got used to texting, emailing, and through social media, of course, right? Which was a great tool for real estate agents. However, it made a lot of real estate agents lazy, including me. So I said, well, I gained 35 pounds, close to 40 pounds during that time. And I said, what do I have to do? Well, let's go back to door knocking. Let's go back to talking to people. So I actually went back to door knocking for a form of exercise.
Sure.
So I said, if I could exercise and bring value and knock on doors and maybe answer everybody's real estate questions, it's a win-win situation for me. So that's what I was doing almost every day last year.
We love a win-win.
Yeah. And so were you, how are you choosing the doors to knock? I mean, are you targeting specific neighborhoods? Do you canvas these streets more than once? I mean, because obviously if you're knocking on 50 doors, I don't know, what do 10 answer? I mean, I don't even know how many answer.
That's a great question. I have about 4 different farm areas that I do, and they see me at least for sure once every quarter. So it does take time. So now I door knock. and then I follow up with the postcard, and I follow up with the email. And so they're always seeing me. And but the question that I ask, who is providing you information regarding real estate?
That's a great
And when
intro.
they said no, nobody. So I said, okay, I would love to be a realtor to provide you that information. May I get your email?
Right.
Simple.
But you're providing value to them.
I am.
Yeah. It's not just like, oh, I want to sell you a house or I want you to sell your house. It's you're providing value.
Correct. And what I look for is people that have to sell and have to buy. That's it.
So walk us through it a little bit. When you knock on these doors, are you dressed casual? Are you dressed in your business attire? Are you bringing flyers? Are you bringing your business cards? Are you actually knocking on the door? Are you pressing the ring doorbell? Walk us through it.
I first started just by dropping off flyers or postcards, not knocking. And then I said, wait, I'm out here. Why am I not knocking on the doors? So I went to knock on the door. They would open the door. I would give them this valuable information piece of postcard. So I try to change it up all the time. Sometimes it's just a business card. Sometimes it's a market report for that area. And then what is title, what is escrow, just something about a property or what it holds and how to hold title, trust. So I try to change it up all the time. So I finally got it down where I have a piece of amazing material that always works.
That's great.
I can tell by this sly grin that you're not going to share exactly what that piece of material is.
Maybe the next time.
Well, and then what percentage of people open the door?
If I knock on the door, like I'm going out today for 2 hours or 50 doors, whichever comes first, probably a good about 70%.
Oh, wow.
50, yeah.
And do you do it a certain time of day?
I do. From 2:30 to 4:30 or 11 to 2.
And that's
11 to 1.
And then even on weekdays, when I think of on a weekday, people aren't home; they're at work.
Well, you think they're at work, but remember, a lot of them work from home, and a lot of them want a human being. Mm-hmm. They don't want a text from a realtor. They don't. I mean, that is. I think we're going back. I think I'm bringing back old school, right? And I think that's where my value is coming from. And I think a lot of homeowners or even tenants will receive that value from me.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah, we get inundated with so much information on our screens at all times that I agree with you. It is nice to have a human interaction with a person.
Yes.
Not on your screen.
Of course. So I always tell agents out. A lot of agents reach out to me and say, hey, I see you getting listings. What are you doing? And I said, simple. I give them the information and then they come back and says, well, I didn't get no results. And I said, well, you got to be consistent.
Awesome.
Right.
So how'd you conquer your fears? Did you have any fears of knocking on doors or no, since you started at such a young age?
Yeah, no, I never had any fear. The worst they could do, I mean, I've been threatened. I've been almost in fights, almost dogs. They let their dogs out on me a couple times. They would say racial remarks to me.
Wow.
Specific areas. Mm-hmm. So for me, I just laugh because it's just, it's just part of life. And, you really don't know. The good thing is that you don't really know what people's mindset is behind the door. And sometimes you don't know what they're facing. Sure. It could be financial hardship, health, debt. We don't know. And for me as a real estate professional, sometimes if somebody's having a bad day and threaten me, I just say, you know what, Mr. Seller, it sounds like you're having a bad day. You know what? I hope your day gets better. I love you and I'm going to pray for you. Thank you for answering your door. And I just walk away.
Just on to the next.
That's it. Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you take notes?
I do take notes.
Yeah.
I take notes of everybody, of the conversation that we had. And then I follow up with those conversations.
Right.
You make it sound so easy. I love it.
Yeah, but it sounds easy, but it sounds like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it is.
Because it's not only those 2 hours you're out there and you're saying, sometimes I'm doing it 7 days a week, but then that's a lot of, if 70% of those 50 are opening, right? So that you're 35 every day. And if you have to follow up with those with a personal thing, I talked to them and they mentioned their dog. So I'm going to mention the dog in the correspondence. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes, you always have that neighbor, the nosy neighbor that knows everybody. So it's kind of cool to be friends with them, those type of
Right,
people,
right.
because they'll tell you who's getting divorced, who passed away,
Who's remodeling their kitchen?
yes,
Yes.
yeah. So those are the ones that I try to keep close to me, and I got a lot of leads from people like that.
I think that's what a lot of agents forget is we don't always need that person that we're interacting with to buy or sell a house. They can be really master connectors to somebody else that they know that's interested in buying or selling, or like you said, the neighbors, any of that kind of stuff. So we talk about this being a relationship business, and it's thinking about all those things that people can talk about.
Correct. And then, I mean, you really don't know your really neighbors because we're so consumed with kids. Some of us have kids, grandkids, some are married, some of them work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever it is. And sometimes you really don't know your neighbor. There was a particular one that I remember that she was complaining about if I knew any plumber. And I said, well, don't you know so-and-so down the street? He's a plumber. It's your neighbor. And they're like, no, I don't know him. And I said, wow. So I introduced them to them. And guess what? She was raving about this plumber that really helped her out. And then she referred me to somebody else.
That's awesome.
So think about it. They live on the same street. They didn't know each other. They've been living next to each other for about 20 years. And she never thought about asking them.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So my job as a real estate professional is kind of match people.
I love
and
it.
That's a little secret that I'm giving you guys.
Well, but it does go back to being a trusted person to people and being respected and being kind and bringing value. Right. And not in and I think as long as you are genuinely trying to give that value, not in a self-serving way. And ultimately it does self-serve, right? You're not just like walking out for 50 doors for no gain to yourself. Right. I mean, it's not a benevolent thing, but if in that context, we are just giving, then I think we just get stuff in back. Right?
Correct. Yeah. Correct. And as a real estate professional, we have to, we every day we have to get out of our comfort zone because it's easy to be very comfortable. We could get stuck at home watching social media, doing not productive things.
Right.
And it happens I think it happens to all of us. It happens to me too. But when you recognize it, that's when you know that you're going to start improving because you check yourself a lot faster than just being there for a whole hour and say, wow, I've been here a whole hour sitting down on social media. What's wrong with me? So that's a little tip that I could give to the real estate community.
And I bet the wins are really rewarding. Like when you have a good conversation with somebody, it probably just brightens your day.
Yes. Yeah. Trust me, there's days that, a lot of people don't know, but I did suffer from depression. A lot of people didn't know. And there was a particular time that I didn't want to go out there. And I was just stuck in my own mind. I was just very down, A lot of people that never went through depression, it's pretty hard, right? A lot of people don't know that I had issues with depression, right? So particular one, I went out there, door knocked. My energy level, I could tell was down, right? So, but different people that I knocked on the doors, they kind of, hey, I hope you have a great day. God bless you. And I'm like, wow, thank you. I needed that. So sometimes I get blessed by tenants when I door knock or sellers. So it kind of helps me get re-energized. It's not about real estate. It's about building relationships.
Right.
So...
Well, we all have that innate need to connect, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's okay. We can talk about a relationship business, but I mean, come on, life is a relationship business.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, what are we if we don't have relationships?
Yes, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm very blessed too. When you door knock, you meet so many people from different backgrounds, different hardships, and we're all. One thing that I learned is that we're all broken. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you have. We're all broken. And we need one another. If you really understand that, in any business, you will excel.
That's good.
Okay, I gotta take a break here. I gotta take a break here. This is getting a little too inspirational for me. I'm much too cynical for this.
We joke and call Eddie Pastor Eddie sometimes too. Yeah.
Well, I can see why. Why. All right. Well, okay. Look, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back with our social media sidebar. Then we're gonna talk about marketing, and we're gonna end it. I mean, I'm guessing Eddie's gonna have a few more words of wisdom for his action item at the end.
I don't doubt it.
All right. See you in a sec. All right, social media sidebar time. Hey, we are upmarket.media on pretty much all social media that you can think of. And give us a follow on Instagram. You can see kind of some behind the scenes stuff about this podcast. You can know when new episodes are out. Well, Tuesdays, come on, that's when they're out. And then also, we're doing shoots all over Ventura County all the time. So if you want a little preview of stuff that's coming on the market or things that are out there, you can always check out Upmarket Media. I kind of think we're a good follow. Chelsea, I think we're a good follow, don't you?
We definitely are.
Okay,
we're
good.
fun.
We're a good follow. We're fun. We have some fun stuff on there, and we're showing a lot of real estate in Ventura County. Katie, where are you?
So you can find me on Instagram at katie.connolly.realtor, and same thing on Facebook, Katie Connolly. LinkedIn, Katie Connolly. Find me.
Oh, yeah, LinkedIn. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
That's a good one. We talked about that.
Link me, baby. Ernesto, where are we finding you online?
Vargas Real Estate. My Instagram and Facebook is Ernesto Eddie Vargas, and LinkedIn is Vargas Real Estate as well.
Nice. Well, what are you doing for social media, and how's it working for you?
Well, I'm more of an old school.
Right.
So about maybe 8 years ago, I started really doing organic videos, and then after COVID, I stopped because I was very insecure. I gained all this weight. I said, I ain't doing videos no more. Right. But it was more of a mindset issue. So now I'm getting back. My goals this year is to be very active in the social media world.
Okay.
So I started promoting my business in English and in Spanish, which I never included the Spanish speaking until one of my clients says, hey, you're posting. I love the value that you bring, but I don't understand English. Can you post it in Spanish? Game changer.
Now, so when you're posting, then are you posting the same exact content in English and Spanish, and it's on the same feed?
Yes, it is.
So if you're doing it, so are you doing video now, or you're just doing kind of pictures with text?
Just pictures, listings, coming soons, listings, and escrow, pending, solds. And then in between that, the different types of financing that are out there, something to bring value.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But in both English and Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And then, do you have plans to start doing video again?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to do that hopefully by the end of this month. I'm working on that now.
I know a guy.
Yeah. Well, and then curious, what language are you going to do your videos in?
Both Spanish and English.
Right. Bilingual.
So actually, it's going to be 3. It's going to be English, Spanish, and then Spanglish. So that lingo, I'm gonna try something different.
Right. Well, and I'm curious, actually, logistically, how are you going to do that? Are you going to have 2 separate videos, one in each language, or are you going to, say one sentence in English and then again in Spanish, almost like you hear when you call in on a.
Yes. I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna do all 3: one English, one Spanish, and then one a sentence, and then translate it into Spanish.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Well, I'll be curious to see that. I will understand half of it. So
That's great. I'm curious on your engagement and shares and stuff on your videos in Spanish, because I think it is much needed. And when people hear something that they can understand, then I hope that it would then be shared to others as well.
Yes.
Improve your engagement.
Yes, and correct. And that's my goal. I'm trying to just bring value to them. When I used to do it organically, back in the day, I would get like 1,000 views, and now if I would pay somebody, my views weren't as lot. But so I'm trying to figure out social media. I know there's a lot to it. I'm not a professional social media kind of guy, but I'm just trying to find that balance to bring it up to. I know I need to become a better realtor on social media. But that's not going to get you the business, right?
Well, not necessarily. Well, and I'm curious, actually, when you say I used to do organic video, what do you mean by that?
I used to just record, hi, this is Ernesto Vargas.
Yeah.
I just got a new listing on 123 Banana Street.
Yeah.
And it's coming on the market on this day and these other features. And
Yeah.
I would actually record myself, and that's it.
Yeah, you should do that still.
Yeah, exactly.
That works. I mean, there's all sorts of different ways you can go, right? I mean, Chelsea, because I knew, we sell that kind of stuff,
Correct.
those kind of videos, right? But there's value in still doing it yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then everyone gets to see you authentically, right?
Yes,
We always talk about.
our authentic. But if you because I think having, like, say a company like us produce a bunch of video content for you can be great. But I think if there's not that organic material in between, or at least maybe the main body of the social media, it just doesn't work as well.
No, and people can see that.
Yeah,
They can sense that.
they feed off each other. Yeah, and I think just knowing you now, and we just met today for the first time,
Absolutely.
Ernesto and I, but just knowing you the little bit I do, I can tell you're an authentic person, and if you're going to put the camera in front of you, you're going to be authentic on camera
Yes.
as well,
Yeah.
and that's how you're going to serve your audience too.
Absolutely.
that's how they're going to connect with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Be real.
there you go.
You got to be real.
All right. Well, I'm excited to kind of see the results. Maybe we'll check back in a few months and see how once you start doing video again, and if we're seeing good results from that or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to share that information.
Sweet. All right. We'll be back, and we're going to talk a little more marketing, and then we're going to get out of here with some action items. All right, and we are back with Ernesto, Katie, and let's say, I think Ernesto was throwing around a couple hot takes before we recorded, and we are having our marketing moment. But let's get off our script a little bit, and we will do this right before our marketing moment. Ernesto, what's your hot take about interest rates?
Interest rates, everybody's is a lot of realtors, sellers, tenants, everybody's complaining about real estate. Everybody's complaining about it's high. The rates are high. Inflation is high. Well, one thing about real estate or interest rates actually that people don't understand is that everybody wants interest rates to come down. But it's not good, because just think about if rates come down, we're going to go into hyperinflation. So you think the property that you're trying to buy, if you can't afford it now, what makes you think you're going to afford it when the rates go down? So I think rates actually should go up a little bit more.
You want higher rates.
Absolutely.
You personally want higher rates. Ernesto wants higher rates.
I want higher rates. I want higher rates. And the reason why is because it's going to stabilize the economy worldwide. This is a worldwide thing. It's not just local. So, but if the rates come down, we are going to go into hyperinflation. And that's one thing people don't understand. So guess what? When we go into hyperinflation, everything goes up.
Yeah. Well,
And think about it. Real estate, you're buying high right now, breaking records, right? Pricing. Food is higher. Interest rates are high. You're buying everything high.
right.
So if it goes a little bit higher, the sad part is going to squeeze some people. But right now, more than ever, you really have to cut back on the things that, like coffee, right?
Right.
I used to go 2-3 times a day. Guess what? I only go 2 times. Right?
You won't go to that third stop.
It's like, right? But it all adds up, right?
Sure.
So you just got to prepare for another. I think the rates are going to stay like this, hopefully for the next 3 years, 4 years.
Wow.
Remember when they said date the house, right? Wait.
Date the rate. Marry the house, date the rate.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb, because if you think about it, these poor people in the last year, a lot of them have been in default
Right.
because of that.
Because they were thinking rates are going to cut. They couldn't quite afford it, but hey, we can do it. Yeah. We'll just make it until rates come down.
Correct.
Yeah.
And if you look on a lot of social media that the realtors put out there, a lot of them say, oh yeah, the rates are going to come down. Inflation's going to come down. Rates are going to come down. You'll refinance at the end of the year. No, I tell clients, the rate is going to stay like this. Plan to stay like this for at least minimum of 2 or 3 years. Minimum. So if you could afford to purchase something, you won't be able to refinance until 2 to 3 years minimum. If you understand that and you can afford it, move forward with purchasing.
All right.
That's good advice. So, it's an interesting take, though.
Yeah. It is. It's wild.
Great advice. All right, let's get rolling on some marketing talk. Let's in our marketing moment. Ernesto, you're door knocking. You're going to be doing video on social media. What else are you finding effective as a marketing tool?
When I door knock, I take, like I mentioned earlier, I change it up. I do postcards, just listed, just sold, a market analysis, what the property is worth in that area, the different types of changes that are in that area as well. So sometimes I show up with the postcard, sometimes with the custom business card, and sometimes just a regular flyer. And sometimes if I feel like I just want to see where it goes, I show up with no material.
It's interesting.
Yeah, just knock on that door and smile.
But that's kind of your marketing.
It is.
That's really it. So you're not. I mean, I know you're not, but you're not putting ads in the newspaper, anything like that.
And just in the penny saver. Just kidding. Everything. Back in the day, it was like Homes and Land and Su Casa magazine. There was different, but now with social media and with just everything costs a little bit less. When I said less, is the marketing flyers, very economical. So just use whatever, just take something with you to hand out, something with value. And if you don't have that, just, give them some information, valuable information. They will appreciate that.
Right.
Good stuff.
Wouldn't you bring Dodger schedule or something?
I did. I dropped off Dodger schedules. Those were a hit. Eddie and I both did fair schedules one year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was a time crunch too.
It is.
You had to get it out before the first day of the fair.
Right.
So,
yeah, for sure.
So what kind of marketing things, you've been doing this for a long time. What kind of marketing things have you tried in the past? Park benches, dividers at the grocery store, any fun things like that weren't as successful as your door knocking adventures?
Yes, I think I just did them all. I used to do bench. Remember the old school benches when they sit on their face?
Oh, yeah.
And then the grocery stores, the dividers at the grocery stores, the carts. That. I did it all. It all.
Well, so I see in my grocery store, I see that. And does it work? Does anyone ever call?
You know what? I only got probably one call in 2 years off that. But it gave me the recognition, like, hey, I seen, you promote yourself at the grocery store. Right.
No, it's a touch, right? It's a touch.
It's a different form of touch, correct? Yeah. And then I'm a big coffee bean fan. I'm a big coffee kind of guy, right? So I did put my poster up there 1 year, and I did get a lot of leads. And then other realtors seen that, and they called corporate, and they're like, well, we never authorized that. Who's doing it? So, but because I knew a lot of the managers that work at that particular coffee bean, they let me do it. But I do kind of a lot of business there. In the last 3.5 years, I probably spent about $2,500 in coffee, but I generated about $100,000 in transactions, commissions, just off coffee bean. So that's my office. That
goes back to authenticity. He loves coffee.
I do.
And loves supporting California-owned coffee bean.
Yes, I do.
Wow. Do you remember how much it cost to do the grocery store dividers?
I think it was at that time it was like $169 a month.
Oh, not really that much.
It wasn't that well.
No, I mean
that was like 15 years ago.
Okay,
20 years ago. That was a lot.
Yeah.
And then Homes and Land, I think it was like $700, $750.
Yeah, I mean, print advertising is expensive.
It was a lot.
I mean, it still is.
But you have to try as a real estate professional. You gotta invest in yourself. Mm-hmm. And when I said invest in yourself, is you gotta spend money to make money. That's just on everything, and give it a good 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
that's one part. The second part is, what are you gonna do when they call you? And I think that's where a lot of real estate professionals. Well, not real estate professionals. I call them realtors, right? So there's a difference between realtors and real estate professionals.
Oh, there you go.
Real estate professionals have a business plan. They know all their contacts. They know their numbers, and they know their conversion, right? So you have to treat it, if you're a real estate professional, and I used to be a realtor, but now I'm a real estate professional because I have a business plan now. These two things are two separate things. So I encourage other realtors to become real estate professionals, and I could show them exactly what I do because I got mentored by Mike Ferry organization. They taught me like, oh, you're just a realtor. You're not, if you really want, people don't look at you as a business. People just look at you as just a overpaid taxi driver. Right. And I said, oh, wow, that kind of hit me. So now he says, convince me that why should I go with you? Why should I sell my house to you?
Right.
And you'd be surprised how many agents don't have a business plan.
Right.
That's the difference. So these are nuggets that I learned that I always give back to other realtors to help them out. Because at the end of the day, I'm here. It's not about me. It's about if I could help out other realtors and they could help out other sellers and buyers, then it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Well, right. I mean, you can't do all the listings.
You can't. I can't.
Yeah. So, I mean, be nice.
Yeah, but it would be nice, but
I don't know. That's too much work, honestly.
Yeah.
And that doing that would take a lot of action, which I think means it's time for our action items. And so I'm going to go first, if that's all right. I have a really simple one. So internally at Market Media, we have Slack, which I don't know if a lot of individual realtors have Slack, but we have it, an internal communication system. And every day I've been sending myself a message. DMing, I slide into my own DMs, and I send 2 things that I want to accomplish for the day. Just 2 little goals. I have a longer to-do list, but I kind of pick 2 of those things that are nagging at me and I know I need to do, and I've probably been on my to-do list for too long. And so I put those in there for me to accomplish that day, and I can accomplish, and they're easy things. It's almost like an action item. Like, this should be something that's easy. And that then you can, once you accomplish that, then you actually feel accomplished for the day. And so I can, as my day gets derailed by, realtors calling and wondering how to download their photos and, all that kind of stuff, I can at least have those 2 things accomplished, and I can feel good about myself at the end of the day.
So you're encouraging others to Slack themselves too?
Well, if they have a Slack,
or text themselves, you can email yourself.
That's right. You can schedule an email.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to go next then.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so Ernesto definitely inspired me. We are doing a fundraiser here at my company. Well, it's kind of a drive for the Veterans Home in Los Angeles. We're collecting goods. They've sent us a request list for all of these amazing things that they need. And I have not gone and picked up my brown paper bags to drop them off at my neighborhood, but now I'm going to do that and hopefully collect goods for charity. Obviously get to know my neighbors a little bit better, like you said, and that's how I'm going to spend my Sunday. So I encourage others to somehow get out in your neighborhood, knock on a couple doors, maybe not 50 yet, for whatever reason it may be, for charity, for real estate, or to get to know your neighbors.
Absolutely.
Knock on 2 doors. Okay. Yeah. Slack yourself 2 items and knock on 2 doors.
Love it.
All right. We're the twins.
Yep.
All right.
What do you have, Ernesto?
Wow. For me, I always learned to just move the needle just a little bit, right? So increments. So what I do is I reflect myself. At the end of the day, I reflect what could I have done to improve myself or improve somebody else's life. So I reflect every day, okay? Because sometimes we're just so busy sometimes that we got to slow down and pay attention on what we do. Even now, I slow down and said, okay, why did I just eat that? If I'm trying to be healthier, why did I just eat that when I could have just, picked a better choice, right? Why did I tell somebody why? There's different ways to convey information, and sometimes it could be direct. And I'm like, wow. And I have friends and family sometimes that calls me out, like, oh wow, that was direct. And I said, oh, now that I think about it, yes, I'm sorry. I should have related this way. So I love getting checked because sometimes we're so busy that we need good people around you to slow you down and to correct you. And also because, we all have a little ego inside of us sometimes, right? And it's okay to put your ego on those, let somebody else check you, because that's the way that you're going to excel in life. So one thing I learned is just to, improve little by little. And whatever it is, some people are complaining about the market is just tough. Well, yeah. And guess what? It's going to get tougher. So just better yourself by skill set, by improving time management, knowing your scripts on how to say it, what to say it, tonality, because at the end of the day, as a real estate professional, you are, whatever you invest in your business, you're going to earn that. So if you really think about it, look at Lady Gaga, look at J-Lo. They make so much money, right? Why? Because they're professional. They have to learn their script. They have to learn everything. So if they learn everything and they excel, they're going to get compensated for their value. As a real estate professional, if you know your scripts and you know your tonality, we're actually actors. And if you know the scripts very well and you know your tonality, how to say things and how to be a good listener, you're only going to get compensated and your value is going to go up. And people will pay for that. When it comes down to a listing, people will pay for that.
I love that.
So these are the little things that hopefully that will help real estate agents that are just out there. Get up, call me, let's go door knocking. Let's I'll help you build up your business. I get excited when people don't have anything in escrow, and then I help them, and next they have stuff in escrow. To me, it's better to give, right, than receive. So.
Well, there you go. That's the action item.
That's right.
There was like 400 action items in there, but I'm going to take that one. It's better to give than to receive.
Yes.
Right? So
you like 10% better every day.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
what I'm hearing.
Well, 10%. Oh, man, I can only muster like 0.5%, maybe 1%. So, Ernesto, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. And that was fantastic. Chelsea, thank you. And Katie, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
of course.
you.
And you know what? Who I want to thank more than anyone is our listeners.
Yes.
We appreciate all our listeners. Thank you so much. And we will be back with another episode on a Tuesday. Is it next Tuesday or is it 2 Tuesdays from now? Who knows? Look on Tuesday.
It'll be on a Tuesday. Love it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Real VC is a production of Upmarket Studios. This episode was produced by Chelsea Froelich and edited by Bethany Diedrich. We'll be back shortly with a brand new episode, but in the meantime, we hope that all your transactions will be smooth. Thank you for everything.